I don't know about you, but there have been times in my life when I've crossed paths with someone who seems to be somebody I could trust. Then suddenly, I find myself realizing I've made a huge mistake. That mask they wore starts to slip, and I find myself face to face with a person I didn't even know was there. We've all experienced this at some point in our life. They establish a trust base where you open up about your past. They know the things that have upset you before, and suddenly you find them pushing that very button. And boy, do they like to push that button. Sadly, they don't seem to understand that there is a reaction that will take place when you push that button too long. Our emotions are complex and multifaceted, often influenced by our past experiences, relationships, and individual personalities. While we can be understanding and caring, there are certain instances where emotions can become overwhelmingly intense, especially when someone we trust uses our vulnerabilities against us. Today, we're going to take a look into the psychology behind why we get upset when someone pushes our buttons, the mechanisms at play, and how we can better manage these reactions. Trust is a fundamental aspect of all relationships, be it familial, romantic, or platonic. When we confide in someone, we are essentially offering them a piece of ourselves, hoping that they will handle it with care. This act of sharing secrets and personal details is an intimate exchange that strengthens bonds. However, when this trust is breached, the emotional fallout can be significant. When someone uses our secrets against us, it feels like a betrayal, triggering a cascade of emotions. We might feel anger, disappointment, hurt, and confusion. These reactions are natural, stemming from a deep sense of betrayal and the violation of the safe space we had created with that person. Understanding our own history and emotional triggers is crucial in deciphering why certain actions upset us. We are aware of our past and the events that have shaped our perceptions and responses. When accused of something that is absolutely not within our character, the immediate reaction is often one of offense, leading to defensiveness. This defensiveness is not necessarily an admission of guilt, but rather a protective mechanism. When we react defensively, it is our way of setting boundaries and protecting ourselves from further emotional harm. It is a manifestation of our inner guard resetting to shield us from the scrutiny of the accusing party. In some cases, the person pushing our buttons may be a master manipulator. These individuals are skilled at using subtle hints and comments to elicit strong emotional reactions from others. They may appear kind and caring on the exterior, but their true intentions are revealed through their actions. Master manipulators often exploit the information we have shared with them, using it to control or influence our behavior. They know exactly what makes us angry or upset and use these details to their advantage. Recognizing such manipulative behavior is crucial in protecting ourselves from emotional harm. I know you're asking yourself, why do we get so defensive? I know when this happens to me, I tend to review my actions afterward and can get upset at my response. However, please don't overthink this too much. You're upset because you have every right to be. The person who pushes your buttons is doing it intentionally. For some, it's done because in their eyes, if you respond negatively, they feel validated in their accusations, regardless of how wrong they are. This is simply a boost to their ego and makes them feel smarter for being able to predict your reaction. To people who enjoy manipulation, such as a narcissist, they do this just to see what happens and to watch the show. When you get frustrated and upset, this actually makes them happy, as that was their end goal. And they enjoy watching you struggle to defend yourself. Please note here that not everyone is a narcissist. Some people will push your buttons because they have low self-esteem, and maybe they see you as someone who needs to be knocked down a peg. For others, it's just poor behavior or something they use as a test to see if you react like someone from their past. In either scenario, please don't beat yourself up for getting defensive. Defensiveness can be understood as an automatic response to perceived threats. When someone accuses us of something untrue, especially if it involves our character or integrity, it can feel like an attack on your very essence. This perceived attack triggers your fight or flight response, resulting in defensive behavior. Psychologically, this response is rooted in our need for self-preservation. The brain's amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, detects the threat and prompts a defensive reaction. This reaction is aimed at protecting our self-esteem and maintaining our sense of self-worth. It is essential to allow ourselves some grace when we react defensively. Recognizing that these emotions are natural responses to perceived threats can help us manage them more effectively. Self-reflection is a valuable tool in understanding why we react the way we do and identifying any patterns in our behavior. Practicing mindfulness can also help in managing emotional reactions. By cultivating awareness of the present moment, we can reduce the influence of past experiences and respond to situations more calmly. Setting clear boundaries and communicating them effectively can also prevent manipulation and protect our emotional well-being. It's important to understand the psychology behind why we get upset when someone pushes our buttons, as this is deeply rooted in our need for trust, self-preservation, and emotional safety. By understanding our own history and recognizing manipulative behavior, we can manage our reactions more effectively and protect ourselves from emotional harm. Take time to listen when people talk. Pay attention to what they say and how they express themselves when they discuss their past with you. Sometimes there are subtle hints they may drop. Other times there are red flares they'll openly expose. The next time someone pushes your buttons and you find yourself getting defensive, give yourself some grace and understand that most people are not going to do this to you. Take a moment to step back when you find yourself getting upset and ask yourself, are you mad or are you feeling cornered? If you're feeling cornered, the defensive response is there because you feel the need to protect yourself. Remember that this is you doing your best to protect you. Do not overlook this feeling. It's there for a reason. Please remember this. Kind, loving, and caring people will not intentionally poke a bear.